Music is often described as a universal form of communication and interaction. A musician can convey emotions, intentions, or attitudes through musical expression using different techniques like gestures, tones, and texture. Many people enjoy music through listening, while others have the privilege of learning to make the music. There are many benefits to learning music or playing a musical instrument, but one area that has been lacking in research is the benefits of learning to interact through music. This is referring to music training in groups, including playing in orchestras and chamber music groups. In this study, the chamber groups used will be violin duos, which is when two violins play two different parts on the same piece of music. This is a study on chamber music training and empathy in relation to mirror neuron activations. Playing music as a group requires individuals to interact and align their behavior with other group members. This is called entrainment. It requires players to take turns leading and following each other's playing by anticipating, predicting, and aligning to the behavior of others. This lines up with empathy, which is an internally focused way of experiencing the mental states of others. In this study, it is proposed that being trained to play chamber music increases empathy. The first hypothesis is that children with violin duet training show more improvements in empathy scores compared to those with solo violin training. This is based on a previous study where children did weekly group music activities. That study concluded with children who had musical group interactions having higher scores on empathy measures than those who did not. Empathy has been found to be associated with mirror neurons, which help individuals understand the meanings and intentions of what another is conveying. They are activated both when an action is executed and when the same action is only observed. One of the areas these mirror neuron systems can be found is the inferior frontal gyrus of the brain. In this study, mirror neuron systems will be investigated as a mediator between chamber music training and empathy. The second hypothesis for this study is that there will be higher activations in the left and right inferior frontal gyri of duet-trained children when playing a duet compared to children who are only solo-trained. 210-year-old children from music schools in Singapore will be recruited for this study. They would have learned the violin for 1 to 3 years and have never had any ensemble experience. The children will be randomly assigned to two groups, the duet group and the solo group. Once a week for 6 months, each child will be required to attend 1-hour classes with an assigned researcher who will act as a teacher. Participants in the solo group will learn 4 assigned solo pieces, while participants in the duet group will learn 4 assigned duets, which they will play with the researcher. Before and after the training programs, all participants will go through functional near-infrared spectroscopy measures. During these sessions, they will play a prepared duet once alone and then once with a researcher. The pieces played before and after the training programs will be different in tune, but of similar levels. All participants will be told to only practice these pieces alone. They cannot practice it with someone else. They will also do the Index of Empathy questionnaire. This is a self-report questionnaire that measures empathy in children who will indicate how much they agree with each statement. A 2-sample t-test will be used to determine if the difference between the means of the empathy data of duet-trained and solo-trained participants is significantly different before and after training. It is predicted that a significant difference in empathy would be observed after training, with the duet-trained group scoring higher than the solo-trained group. The level of activations in the inferior frontal gyrus before and after the training program will also be compared for each group. It is predicted that the duet-trained group would have a larger difference in the level of activations between playing alone and playing with the researcher after the training program compared to the solo-trained group. Should the results be what is foreseen, this will be support for music educators to place more emphasis on chamber music training to enhance child development, specifically in empathy. It also shows parents one of the many benefits of getting their children to play a musical instrument, especially one that has many opportunities for musical interactions.